Cordelia? I think Cordelia is a much better name for me, don't you think? I'm very honored and excited to be going to Green Gables with you today, Mr. Cuthbert. I feel I'm the luckiest girl in the entire universe. Or at least in the entire Dominion of Canada. Hello, my name is Anne Shirley.
There she is at the end of the platform.
But it's a boy I've come for. Miss Spencer was bringing a boy over here from Nova Scotia. Then I was taking her home to Evan.
Well, Miss Spencer got off the train with that girl and left her in my charge till you got here.
There has to be a mistake.
Well, maybe she can explain it. She's here as the talker, that one. Now, you'll excuse me, Matthew. That was the last train today, and I'm going over for my supper.
Oh, I do hope you're a Mr. Matthew Cuthbert.
I reckon that's me.
Hello, my name is Anne Shirley, but please,
Yes,
call me Cordelia.
yes, I heard you saying all that earlier. You were kind of talking loud.
Oh, yes, we tend to do that where I come from. I was beginning to be afraid that you weren't coming for me. If you hadn't, I made up my mind that I was going to climb that big cherry tree down the track and spend the night in it. I think it'd be lovely to spend the night in a cherry tree, don't you?
You're not a boy.
No, but I can climb all the same, and I wouldn't be the least bit afraid. I'd imagine that the blossoms in the moonlight, columns in a castle.
Well, I guess I can't leave you here. I'll take you home and see what Marilla says. The horse and buggy over there. I'll carry your bag.
No, I can get it, thank you. It has all my worldly possessions in it, but it's not heavy. Now, isn't that beautiful?
What?
Why, that tree over there. What does it remind you of?
Well...
A bride, of course, with a misty veil. I don't ever expect to be a bride myself. I'm so homely that no one would want me, except maybe a foreign missionary. Not only am I homely, I'm also thin. I love to imagine that I'm nice and plump, with dimples in my elbows. Am I talking too much? People are always telling me I do. Would you rather I didn't talk?
I don't mind talking to folks. Since I'm kind of quiet myself. Talk as much as you like.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cuthbert. I can already tell that we're kindred spirits, and we're going to get along just fine. Miss Spencer told me there's a brook near Green Gables. Why, that makes me almost perfectly happy. I can never be perfectly happy. Because of this.
Your hair?
What color would you call it?
Red, isn't it?
Yes, it's red. I can imagine away my freckles and my skinniness and my green eyes, but I cannot imagine my red hair away. Do you ever imagine, Mr. Cuthbert, what it would be like to be divinely beautiful?
I can't say that I have.
Will your sister like me even though I'm not divinely beautiful?
I doubt that'd bother her much. Something else might bother her a whole lot. We better be going on home now.
Home. What a beautiful sound. I don't know that I'll ever get used to it.
Let's just hope you get the chance. Come along.
Yes, let's not delay. Miss Spencer told me all about Green Gables, and it seems like Marilla?
Evening, Rachel. Marilla, are you all right? Why, I'm fine. I had one of my headaches yesterday, but I'm okay. Why do you ask?
Well, I was at my window shelling peas this afternoon when I saw Matthew going by with a buggy and the sorrel mare.
Yes?
Well, I haven't seen him come back yet.
You've been sitting at your window for 3 hours?
We had a big pea harvest this year. Anyway, I overheard Matthew tell Peter Morrison over at Blair's store in Carmody yesterday that he meant to sow turnips today.
Yes, he finished.
And?
He left.
And?
That's about all there is to it.
I suspect that's not all there is to it, Marilla. But, not being the nosy type, I certainly won't pry.
Yes, well, I suppose you may as well know. Matthew went to Bright River. We're to get a little boy from the orphan asylum in Nova Scotia. He's to arrive on the 5:30 train. You can sit and have some tea if you'd like.
I'll sit, but no tea, thank you. I'm much too flabbergasted. Are you in earnest, Marilla?
Well, me and Matthew have been thinking about it for some time now. He's getting up in years, and his heart troubles him a good deal. So we sent for an orphan boy, old enough to do some chores, and young enough to be trained up properly.
Marilla, I'll tell you plain that I think you're doing a mighty foolish thing. Bringing a strange child into your home, not knowing a single thing about him. Why, just the other day I heard about a man and his wife who adopted a little boy, and he set fire to the house on purpose. But the worst one, they say that over New Brunswick, an orphan poured poison down the well and the whole family died in fearful agony. Only it was a girl in that instance.
Yes, well, we're not getting a girl. Matthew's afraid of them, and I would never dream of bringing one up.
Well, I can't wait to tell. To see how all this turns out. Look, here's Matthew and the boy pulling up now. Can't see good in this light. Looks like the first thing you're gonna have to do is give him a haircut. Well, I'll just slip out the side door and let you and Matthew spend time alone with the new boy. And don't worry, Marilla. Of course, I won't breathe a word about this to anyone. Oh, and Marilla, if I were you, I'd keep the lid of the well real tight tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
The drive here was so pretty. No, that's not the right word. Nor beautiful either. It was wonderful. Simply wonderful. Oh, you must be Miss Marilla Cuthbert. Hello.
Matthew Cuthbert, who is this? Where's the boy?
There wasn't any boy. There's only her.
We sent for a boy. Why did you bring her here?
I couldn't leave her there no matter how the mistake came to be.
Well, this is a pretty piece of business.
You don't want me? Don't want me because I'm not a boy? Might have known. No one ever wanted me. Might have known it was all too beautiful to last.
Well, there's no need to cry about it.
Yes, there is. You would cry too if you're a poor orphan girl who had come to a beautiful place you thought was going to be home and then found out that it wasn't because you weren't a boy.
Well, there's no need to cry about it anymore. We're not going to turn you out of doors tonight. Now, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Anne Shirley. Please, call me Cordelia. I think Cordelia is
What's
much
wrong with your real name?
so unromantic.
Fiddlesticks. It's a good, plain, and sensible name.
Very well. But if you must call me Anne, please, call me Anne spelled with an E at the end.
Well, Anne with an E, can you tell us how this mistake came to be? Were there no boys at that orphan asylum?
Yes, there was an abundance of boys. But Mrs. Spencer thought you wanted a girl. Mr. Cuthbert, why did you bring me here? Why didn't you just leave me at the train station and tell me there that you didn't want me? If I hadn't seen the white wave delight, the lake of shining waters, it wouldn't be quite so hard to part.
What on earth is she talking about?
It's the new name she gave to the old apple tree grove and the berries pond.
She has quite an imagination. Now, come on. You can come upstairs and put away your things. I'll show you where you are to sleep. Then you can come downstairs and have some supper.
Oh, I won't have any, thank you. I can't eat when I'm in the depths of despair. Can you?
Well, I've never been in the depths of despair, so I cannot say.
But you could imagine what it would be like.
I have my hands full of handling the real things in life. I have no time for an imagination. Now, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you've finished packing your things, if you're not going to eat supper, you can at least come down and say goodnight. We'll send her back in the morning.
Well, now...
Matthew Cuthbert, you never light up that pipe unless something's weighing on your mind. Now, what is it?
Well, I think it seems kind of a pity to send her away when she has her heart so set on staying here.
You mean we ought to keep her? What good would she be to us?
We might be some good to her.
I believe that child has bewitched you.
She's a real nice thing. Real interesting, too. She talked my arm off coming home from the station.
Oh, she's a talker, all right. That's nothing in her favor. Besides, I thought you needed a boy to help you with the chores.
I could hire a local boy part-time. what girl would be good company for you?
I'm not suffering from company, and I don't aim on keeping her. Now I wish you'd go outside with that pipe.
I'll put the mare in the barn.
Oh, Miss Cuthbert, I just love the view from the upstairs window. In the moonlight, the trees and the flowers, fairly shimmering. They seem to be calling me, Anne, come out. We need a playmate. I daren't go out, of course. There's no use in loving things if you're only going to be torn from them, is there?
Well, can you do any chores?
Oh, yes. I can sweep and I can mop and I
I
can
mean
clean laundry.
outside chores. Oh, never mind. That Matthew, what's he got me thinking? He's a ridiculous man.
Oh, I think he's simply lovely. He didn't mind the way I talked all the way home. He actually seemed to enjoy it. The moment I saw him, I knew we were kindred spirits.
Well, you're both kind of strange, if that's what you mean by kindred spirit. Evening, Mrs. Blewett.
Miss Cuthbert, I just ran into Mrs. Lynde at the foot of the hill, and she told me you and your brother had just adopted a little boy from that orphanage. Now, Mr. Blewett and I were thinking about getting us a young girl from that orphanage. Do you think they might have a hard-working girl with clear eyes and a strong back?
Well, Mrs. Blewett, this is quite a coincidence. Perhaps a providential coincidence. We may be able to work something out here. You see, we sent for a boy, but they sent us this girl.
Not very stout, but wiry. I guess that will have to do. If I take you, you'll have to be mighty good, and smart, and respectful. You'll have to earn your keep. Make no mistake about that. I've got a large family, and the baby's awful fractious. Yes, I think I will take you. You could take care of the whole lot for me. I can take her home right now if you'd like, Miss Cuthbert.
Well, that might be a good thing for me and Matthew to think over. See, we haven't yet decided whether or not we're going to keep her. We'll have to let you know in the morning.
Well, I guess that will have to do.
Oh, Miss Cuthbert, did you really say that perhaps you might, maybe, probably keep me?
Perhaps, child, and nothing more. Although Mrs. Blewett certainly needs you more than I do.
I'd rather go back to the orphanage than to move in with her. Oh, Miss Cuthbert, please, please keep me. I promise I'll do everything you ask of me.
Well, you can start by going upstairs and getting ready for bed. And don't forget to say your prayers.
I don't know how.
You don't know how to say your prayers? You love God, don't you?
Well, he gave me red hair, so I never cared for him much.
Young lady, I can see you'll need some strong religious training. Now we can start right here. Kneel down and repeat after me. Now I lay me down to sleep.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Why must we kneel to pray? Wouldn't we be closer to heaven if we were standing up? I'm sorry, Miss Cuthbert. What comes next?
I pray the Lord my soul... Oh, never mind. You can make up your own prayers. Just thank God for what he's given you and humbly ask for the things you'd like.
Okay. My dearest Heavenly Father, I thank thee for the white way of delight and the lake of shining waters. And that's all the blessings I can think of right now. As for the things I want most in this world, they're so numerous, I could never list them all. So I'll just say the two most important. Please, please, let me stay at Green Gables. And please, make me beautiful when I grow up. I remain, yours respectfully, Anne Shirley. Good night.
Marilla?
I've never brought up a child before, especially not a girl. But it's about time someone adopted that child and taught her something. As far as I'm concerned, she can stay.
Well, now.
Now, I'll try to make her useful and train her up proper. Don't you go interfering with my methods. Besides, suppose an old maid knows more about raising up a child than an old bachelor. I thought you put the mare away.
Guess I had my mind so set on the little girl, I plumb forgot.
Looks like I've got 2 children on my hand now. Now, come on. You unhitch the wagon and I'll put up the mare.
Morning, Miss Lynn.
Reverend Bentley, I've been meaning to tell you that your sermon sounded rather familiar Sunday.
Truth to tell, it's the same one I delivered the week before. My memory is not what it used to be.
Nor your sermons either. Good day, Reverend. Hello, Mr. Phillips and Priscilla Andrews.
Mrs. Lynn.
I didn't expect anyone but the school children to be up this early in the morning.
That seems quite obvious. Anyway, I'm on my way over to the Cuthberts to look over a new boy they've adopted. He'll be going to your school, no doubt, Mr. Phillips.
And he'll certainly be welcomed, of course.
It's nice to see the teacher taking such a close interest in his students.
Yes, I was just helping Miss Andrews with her geometry.
How conscientious.
Now, Miss Andrews, let's once again review the difference between an axiom and a postulate.
Miss Cuthbert?
Morning, child.
Miss Cuthbert, won't you please tell me whether you're going to keep me or not? I can't bear not knowing any longer. I spent the first half of the night awake and thinking. The second half, asleep and dreaming of lovely green Gables.
Yes, well, I suppose I might as well tell you. Me and Matthew have decided to keep you. But you'll have to show yourself grateful. What, child? Whatever is the matter?
Why, I'm crying. I don't know why. I'm as glad can be. Can you tell me why I'm crying?
Well, I'm afraid you get yourself all excited and worked up. You cry and laugh far too easily. Now, we'll have to get you started in school, but the session's already over, so you'll start in September.
Okay. Miss Cuthbert, what should I call you? Aunt Marilla, maybe? Or just Miss Cuthbert?
Well, I'm not your aunt, and Miss Cuthbert does sound kind of distant, so you can call me just plain Marilla.
Sounds awfully disrespectful to say just plain Marilla.
Not if you speak it respectfully. Now, you can call Matthew just plain Matthew.
Oh, thank you. I promise I'll do my best to be good and make you proud that you have me. I'll work real hard. Now that I have a home, do you ever think I'll have a bosom friend in Avonlea?
What kind of friend?
A bosom friend. You know, really kindred spirit with whom I can confide my innermost secrets.
Well, Diana Barry's the closest girl on the next farm.
Oh, her house must be the one by the lake of shining waters. She doesn't have red hair, does she? I couldn't bear having red hair to a bosom friend. It's bad
course
enough
not.
having red hair myself.
Diana Barry is a pretty little girl with black hair. She's also good and smart, which is far better than being beautiful. Her mother's a peculiar woman, and she won't let her play with just anybody, so you'll have to show yourself respectful. Now, while I make breakfast, learn this.
What is it?
Why, the Lord's Prayer, child. Now learn it by heart.
Oh, Matthew, thank you for keeping me. Earlier, I was so happy, I was crying. Miss Cuthbert's having me, Marilla is having me learn this. It's the Lord's Prayer. It's beautiful, just like poetry. Listen to this. Our Father, who art in heaven. Why, that's just like a line of music. I'm so glad I'm learning it.
Well, learn it and hold your tongue. Now, you might want to go upstairs so you won't be distracted by your kindred spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
Morning, Marilla. Matthew. So, where's the new boy?
The orphan asylum made a mistake. It's a little girl.
So you're going to send her back, of course.
No, Matthew took a fancy to her. I kind of like her myself.
But you know nothing about her, or her disposition. And you, with no experience raising children, there's no telling how a child like that's going to turn out. But I don't mean to discourage you, Marilla.
Oh, you won't. When I make up my mind stays made up. Now, suppose you'd like to see her. Anne, come down here for a second.
It's a great responsibility you've taken upon yourself, Marilla. You too, Matthew.
We'll see.
Anne, this is Mrs. Rachel Lynn. She's our dear friend who lives on the next farm.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Well, they certainly didn't pick you for your looks, that's certain. She's awfully skinny and homely, Marilla. And this face, has anyone ever seen such freckles? But the worst of it, this hair looks like just plain carrots to me.
I hate you! I hate you, I hate you, I hate you! How dare you call me skinny and homely and freckled and redheaded! Oh, you're a mean and polite woman and I hate you! Marilla, how would you like to be told that you were fat and ugly and clumsy and probably having a spark of imagination? You've hurt my feelings terribly and I'll never forgive you, never! Have you ever seen such a temper, Marilla?
Oh, I admit, Anne, it was very naughty. But you shouldn't have twittered her about her looks.
Oh, so now to be considerate of the fragile feelings of orphans, do I?
But, Rachel, she'll learn well, but I'm sorry.
Well, it appears she has no intentions of apologizing. You needn't expect a visit from me anytime soon.
Rachel! Anne! Come down here this instant! Matthew, I've got to stop that woman before she spreads this episode all over Avonlea! Rachel!
Anne? Anne, it's me, Matthew. I'm down here alone. Want to come down, Anne? Anne, I think you better apologize to Miss Lynn when she gets back.
Apologize to Mrs. Lind?
I know. Just smooth it over, so to speak.
Well, I suppose I could for you, Matthew. Still, it's so humiliating to have to apologize when the other person started it. But still, I'd gladly do it for you.
Thanks, Anne. Oh, here they come now. Don't tell Marilla I said anything. She'll probably think I was putting my oar in.
Say a word.
Now, I'll just try to get her to
Oh,
come down
Mrs.
and...
Lind, I'm so extremely sorry. I couldn't express my sorrow even if I used an entire dictionary. I was mean and impolite, and I've disgraced my good friends Matthew and Marilla, who have let me stay here at Green Gables even though I'm not a boy. What you said about me was true. I am skinny and homely. I do have freckles and my hair is red. Please, Mrs. Lind, if you don't forgive me, it will inflict a lifetime of sorrow on a poor little orphan girl. Please, Mrs. Lind, forgive me.
There, child, get up. Of course I forgive you. Maybe I was a little harsh on some of the things I said. I tend to be a trifle outspoken. Anyway, I knew a girl with hair as red as yours once, and when she grew up, it turned a lot darker.
Mrs. Lind, you give me hope. I know I could be ever so much a better person if only my hair would darken.
Well, Marilla, maybe she will turn out all right after all, now that she's come to live with civilized folks. And in time, young lady, if you take the notion, come on by and visit me. We might even become friends.
I'd like that, Mrs. Lind.
Good day, Marilla.
Good day.
Anne.
I apologized pretty well, didn't I?
Maybe a bit too well?
Oh, but I meant every word of it. I would never do anything to purposefully disgrace you or Matthew.
I believe that, child. But I'm afraid you might need a lot of moral guidance. Maybe more than we can provide. Now, we'll have to get you started in Sunday school and church right away. Now, let's go up to your room and see what you have to wear. If need be, after breakfast, we can go into town and find you a Sunday dress.
Oh, how wonderful! And on the way, why, I'll study the Lord's Prayer while I soak in the glorious surroundings of my new atmosphere. I might not speak a word the whole way.
Thanks be to goodness for that.
Did you see the new orphan girl that Cuthbert's adopted yesterday?
We passed her on the way to church.
Mrs. Lynde says she has a terrible temper.
She talks a lot, too.
Yeah, I know. Jerry Boot, the Cuthbert's new hard hand, said he overheard her talking to the trees and the flowers like a crazy girl.
When we passed her, she was picking flowers and putting them on her hat. I think she ought to be putting something on her sleeves, like puffs. Have you guys seen the dress she's wearing today? It's so unfashionable.
You guys are just looking at the outside things. She may be very nice. Girls, may we please come to order? We only have a few minutes today because of the guest minister who will be speaking at church. Now, if you open your quarterlies. Hello, you're late.
I'm terribly sorry, but Marilla had a terrible headache, so I had to find the way to church all by myself.
Dallying all the while, I see, by picking flowers.
Yes, daisies and carnations. Aren't they lovely? Although I do know, pink and purple aren't becoming to me.
In the future, I suggest you pin bouquets on your dress where they belong, like the other girls.
But what's the difference where they're worn, as long as they're worn? I'm sorry. I'll just go sit down.
Now, as I said before we were interrupted, open your quarterlies to today's question page, but do not look at the answers.
Yes, Miss Allen.
Now expect all of you, except for the little new orphan girl, of course, to know all the answers.
Yes, Miss Allen.
On which day did God create the fish and the fowls? Yes?
On the 5th day, God created the fish and the fowls.
That is correct. Where was Cain sent after had slain his brother Abel?
Oh, I remember.
Yes?
Cain was banished to the land of Nod, to the east of the Garden of Eden.
That is correct. What punishment did God visit on the evil serpent?
Oh, that's my favorite part.
All right, you again.
Cain, the evil serpent was made to crawl on his belly and eat dust all the days of his life.
And she doesn't even have a quarterly. Child, how long have you been studying the Bible?
A week. Marilla's been teaching me.
You must be a fast learner.
Marilla's a fast teacher.
The girls in this class are encouraged to memorize and recite scriptural passages. Do you know any?
Only the Lord's Prayer. But I guess everyone can do that one. Oh, I do know the dog at his master's grave. It isn't a truly religious piece, but it's sad and it's melancholy, and it might as well be.
I don't think that would be appropriate.
I understand. But I promise, next week I'll have lots of scripture to recite.
Probably the entire Old Testament. Time for church. One final item. In 2 weeks, there will be a Sunday school picnic at Mr. Harmon Andrews' field. And if you promise to know all the answers to next Sunday's question page, I think I can persuade Mrs. Bell and Mrs. Lynde to make ice cream.
Oh, I love ice cream.
If you know the answers.
Yes, Miss Allen.
Now, don't dally. Go directly to your pews. I understand the guest minister's quite punctual. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun.
You're going to be late for church. I've never tasted ice cream before.
You will at the picnic. It's near the pond where I live.
Oh, yes. The Lake of Shining Waters.
Lake of Shining Waters?
I like to give things fancy names. You must be Diana Barry.
I am.
Marilla said you were pretty, but you're actually beautiful. You are honest. My name's Anne, spelled with an E. I'd rather be called Cordelia, but Marilla says that would just confuse everyone.
Pleased to meet you, Anne.
Oh, the same, I'm sure. We live very near each other. I'm at Green Gables.
I know. It'll be nice to have someone to play with. Nobody else lives near me. My sister Minnie Mae, she's too little.
Well, then it's settled.
What's settled?
Right, we shall become bosom friends, of course.
I suppose so.
You swear to be my bosom friend forever and ever?
It's dreadfully wicked to swear, especially in a church.
Oh, no, not my kind of swearing. It just means promising solemnly. Will you do it?
That's okay, then. How do you do it?
Okay. First, we join hands. Now, I'll say the oath first. I, Anne Shirley, do solemnly swear to be faithful to my bosom friend, Diana Barry, for as long as the sun and the moon shall endure. Now you say it and put my name in.
I, Diana Barry, do solemnly swear to be faithful to my bosom friend, Anne Shirley, for as long as the sun and the moon shall endure. They told me you were a strange girl, Anne Shirley, but I think I'm gonna like you real well.
Girls, time for church. Stop dallying. Oh, we weren't dallying, Miss Rogerson. We were only swearing.
Anne, come down. Your company will be here soon, and I've got to leave.
Coming, Marilla. I just have to put on my shoes.
You would have been ready in plenty of time, hadn't you spent the entire morning talking to Matthew on the woodpile. Her chattering a mile a minute, him taking in every word like a perfect ninny.
But I just had to tell him all about the Sunday school picnic yesterday. Now, how do I look?
As well as you should,
Thank you for letting me wear my Sunday dress, Marilla.
against my better judgment.
But you've just got to wear your best dress when you're entertaining your best friend. Marilla, it's all simply elegant. The cookies and the cake, and I'll make the tea when Diana gets here.
Well, there should be some raspberry cordial left over from the church social. You can have that if you'd like. It should be on the top shelf.
Raspberry cordial? I'm here, Marilla.
I'm coming, Rachel. Now, after Diana leaves, you'll have to get dinner ready for Matthew and the hired hand. They're at the vestry and should be back soon. And while you're cooking, remember to keep your wits. And don't get suds on the floor like you did last night while you were washing dishes. Now, you and Diana have a nice visit.
Thank you for letting me have her, Marilla. You're so good to me.
Never mind your kissing nonsense. You please me most when you do what you are told.
Time to go, Marilla.
Hold your horses, Rachel. Now, after Diana leaves, get started on your patchwork. You might be able to finish while I'm gone. Now, you and Matthew take care.
You hate patchwork. There's no imagination in it. I wish time went as fast when I'm playing with Diana as it, when I'm doing my patchwork as it does when I'm playing with Diana. Now, is everything ready? Seems to be. Oh, the raspberry cordial. It's not on the top shelf. Oh, this must be on the second shelf. Perfect. Good afternoon, Miss Barry.
The same to you, Miss Shirley.
And how is your mother doing?
Oh, she's fine, thank you. And Miss Cuthbert?
The same. She has accompanied Mrs. Liz to the Ladies' Aid Society this afternoon.
And Mr. Cuthbert?
He and the hired hand, Mr. Booth, are hauling potatoes to the vessel. But potato crop was very good this year. I trust yours was good as well?
It was fine, thank you.
Don't you just love to talk elegant?
Yes, it's so elegant.
Diana, we have ever so much to eat and drink. And the very best is Marilla's homemade raspberry cordial.
Oh.
Here. You can start with that. And I'll start with the cookies. And then after we've had our fill, I'll make the tea.
This is so much fun. I'm so glad we're friends. Bosom friends, of course.
Do you think Mr. Phillips will let us sit together when school begins?
Oh, he just has to. And if we're lucky, we'll sit right across from Gilbert Blythe.
Who's Gilbert Blythe?
Just the handsomest, smartest boy in school. He teases the girls something terrible, torments our lives out. Wonderful. But he won't be in school the first week. He's visiting his cousins in New Brunswick.
Well, I, for one, will be able to manage the first week of school without the presence of Mr. Gilbert Blythe. Diana, come up with the perfect name for that little ring of birch trees where we built our playhouse. Idlewild. What do you think?
It's perfect. I'm enraptured by the name. Idlewild. It's really, really good.
Everything Marilla makes is the best. But she's trying to teach me how to cook. But it's all uphill. Let me give you some more. I always start daydreaming when I try to cook. And then I start forgetting things. Like when I forget to put the flour in the cake, and the sugar in the shortbread. Last week, it's worse. We had plum pudding with sauce. And, well, Marilla told me to cover the sauce and put it up. But I started daydreaming and I forgot. And, Diana, a mouse drowned in it.
Imagine, a mouse. May I please have another?
Of course.
It's the best raspberry cordial I ever drank.
Anyway, the next day, Mr. and Mrs. Chester Ross from Spencerville were visiting. Well, I take the mouse out and put it in the yard, but I forgot to tell Marilla about it, so she served the plum pudding with sauce. Of course, I screamed out, "You mustn't eat that! A mouse drowned in it!" I'm afraid I'm such a trial for Marilla. Where, Diana? Whatever is the matter?
Oh, I don't feel well. I need to go home.
No, we haven't had our tea yet. I'll go make it this very instant.
No, I really must go home. Oh,
Where do you hurt? Would you like to lie down?
I'm very dizzy. I must go home.
Well, here, let me help you. You poor thing. You must be getting pneumonia or something. Maybe some fresh air will help.
Jerry, just leave the mare in the barn. We'll let her cool off before we put her up. Come on in, Jerry.
I thought you said those girls were having a tea party or something.
They were, but I guess they finished. Help yourself.
Good leftovers here.
Yes. I think Ann said she made these cookies herself.
Kind of fond of girl, aren't you?
Well, Jerry, truth to tell, I was always kind of scared of women. The girls, too. Still am, for that matter. But Ann's different. She adds a lot around here. She softened Marilla up a mite, too. You'll never get Marilla to admit to that, though.
Let me just watch this down.
Okay. Hold on, Jerry. Not with this, you don't.
What is it?
It's our wine, our homemade currant wine. I don't know what it's doing now. We only serve this up on rare occasions. A glass through that would get you mighty drunk, Jerry. Mighty drunk.
Mrs. Barry, Diana's sick. Sit down, Diana. You okay? Drunk. Disgracefully and shamefully drunk. Drunk? But she only had a few glasses of raspberry cordial.
Raspberry cordial indeed. I know currant wine when I smell it.
Wine. Oh, no, I must have gotten the wrong bottle out. Please, Mrs. Barry, forgive me. I didn't mean to intoxicate Diana.
I don't think I want Diana to play with you anymore. And you'd better cancel your plans to sit with her when school begins.
Diana's drunk, Diana's drunk,
Shut up,
Diana's
Minnie
drunk.
May. Help me get your sister to the bedroom. Oh, please, Mrs. Barry, this will surely cover my life with a dark cloud of woe.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I suggest you go home, and I'm not to see you again.
Yes, ma'am.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My favorite place.
Charlie Sloan, you stop that!
Get away from me, Jimmy Glover! Why can't you boys be nice to us like Moody McPherson is?
Well, Moody Spurgeon McPherson is a nice boy. Has he got to be a minister? Isn't it right, Moody?
Well, that is my calling and my intentions. So I'd set a good example early on.
Well, I'm going into politics and elected to Parliament, so I don't have to be nice.
Help, cut it out!
Nobody's going to be anything if we're late coming in from recess. Mr. Phillips said that if we're not seated by the second bell, we're going to be punished.
Has anyone seen Diana? I can't find her anywhere, and we're supposed to meet for recess.
I think I saw her sitting under the big maple tree. I think she was writing something. Oh, look, there's Gilbert Blythe. Isn't he irresistible, Anne?
He's handsome enough, but he shows off too much.
Half the girls are dead gone on him, and I bet you are too.
I am not. You take that back. He's much too bold. He's always tying girls' braids together when they're not looking. And on his first day back to class, he winked at me. Well, he did.
Come on, we're going to be late.
I'm not dead gone on Gilbert Blythe, Bessie, right? And I'm not the only one who isn't.
Hurry in for the second bell ringing.
Coming, Ruby. But I've got to find Diana. Where? Diana, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. Since your mother won't let us sit together during school, recess is our only time together. Diana, what's this? Dearest Anne, Mother says I am not to play with you during school or recess. Diana. Please don't be cross with me, for I love you as much as ever, and I miss you terribly to tell my secrets to. Your true friend, Diana Barry. My own darling Diana. Of course I'm not cross with you. You must obey your mother's orders, but our spirits can still commune. Yours, until death do us part, Anne. Or Cordelia.
And Shirley, you're tardy. Perhaps you'll be more punctual in the future if you sit with Gilbert Blythe, who's occasionally late himself.
I wish he'd punish me that way.
Quiet down, children, quiet down. Now, let me remind you, while it's still early in the year, your ultimate goal is to pass the Queen's entrance exams in Charlottetown. I know some of you may have parents who won't let you go, may not be able to afford it. Do not worry about that now. Just remember you will try your best to pass them. Perhaps one day an Avonlea student could win the Queen's Gold Medal Award, or even the Avery Scholarship, the highest of all scholastic achievements in the American provinces. Now, work on your fractions.
Will you check our work, Mr. Phillips?
Later, Ruby. At the moment, I must help Miss Andrews, who will soon be taking the exams herself.
Anne, I can't believe you're actually getting to sit with Gilbert Blythe. What kind of punishment is that?
The worst kind. Stop it!
Quiet down, quiet down. Miss Andrews needs to concentrate.
Andrews needs to concentrate.
Carrot. Carrot.
How dare you!
What is the meaning of this?
It was my fault, Mr. Phillips. I teased her.
I can't stand to see a student with such a horrible temper.
Don't take it out on her, Mr. Phillips.
Anne Shirley must learn to control her temper. Now, stand in the corner by the wastebasket with this above your head for all to see. Now then, if you finish your fractions, you may talk quietly. Very quietly amongst yourselves.
Poor Anne. I can't bear to watch her in humiliation.
Her face is so white, her freckles stand out like little red spots.
I hope she didn't break Gilbert's brain. I'm serious.
I agree. Gilbert's the smartest student in school. Anne looks so sad up there.
Well, it was her fault. She's too sensitive about her hair. Diana has black hair, and Gilbert calls her a crow all the time.
There's a big difference between a crow and a carrot.
I figure you'd take her part, Charlie Sloan. Everybody knows you're dead on Anne anyway.
I am not.
You are too. My mother said that your mother said that you said Anne was the smartest person in class.
Well, she is. She's smarter than Gilbert.
And why she stand in the corner? He's not.
Well, maybe Anne is somewhat smart, but being good-looking is far more better than being intelligent.
I think Josie Pye's dead gone on you, Charlie Sloan.
I'd rather be dead.
Okay, children, quiet down. It's now time for the dismissal bell. When it rings, march out orderly. Do not rush.
Anne, I'm awfully sorry I made fun of your hair. Honest, I am. Please, don't be mad at me for keeps. Here, this is for you. It's a chocolate mint. I brought it all the way from New Brunswick.
I'll never forgive you, Gilbert Blythe. Never!
Oh, Diana, you mustn't speak to me. You must honor your mother's orders. I've been humiliated beyond belief.
And look at this. Mr. Phillips left the E off my name. That settles it. Never coming back to school, never. No one, not even Marilla, can make me.
Diana, how we won't ever see each other again. But in the years to come, thy memory will shine like a light on my lonely life. I read that somewhere. Wilt thou give me a lock, thy jet black tresses imparting the treasure forevermore? Now you must go, lest we be seen together. Fare thee well, my beloved friends. Henceforth, we shall have to live as strangers, but my heart will ever be faithful to thee.
Matthew, is Marilla ready yet?
Oh, she'll be done in a minute. She's still tending to Anne.
Is the little thing sick? If she is, it's probably over that business about quitting school. But I don't blame her, of course. That Mr. Phillips is a terrible teacher. Why, if his uncle wasn't a trustee, he wouldn't even have the job.
You Think Ann will ever want to go back to school again?
Of course, Matthew. And the less fuss made about it, the quicker she'll go back.
Well, when she does, I'd like for her to have a real pretty dress to wear, like the other girls have.
Matthew Cuthbert, for once I agree with you on something. The way Marilla dresses that child is absolutely ridiculous.
Maybe you could figure out something over at Blair's in Carmody. I could give it to her as a Christmas present.
That's a great idea, Matthew. And if I can't find something I like, I'll just make it myself.
Oh, and get her one with those fluffy things on the sleeves. Ann likes those.
Puffs, of course. That'll be the latest fashion. Sorry to hold you up, Rachel. And Mrs. Lynde's here. Matthew really ought to have come with us, Marilla. Half the town's going. Might be his only chance to see the premier of Canada in person. Yes, well, Matthew's not big on political rallies. Maybe he's afraid I'll embarrass everyone when I ask the premier himself why he won't give women the vote.
Goodbye, Marilla. Mrs. Lynde. Have a nice trip to Charlottetown.
And why are you wearing that stocking cap on your head? She doesn't have headlights, does she?
Oh, of course not.
That's relief. Come here, Anne. Let me see if your hair's turned on for you.
No! It's still red.
Now, Anne, you and Matthew take care of yourselves while I'm gone. I'll be back tomorrow night. Marilla, is that a lock of green hair on your coat? Of course not. Couldn't be. There's no such thing as green hair. Well, we better get going, Rachel. We've kept your husband waiting long enough.
There now, Ann. It'll be all right.
It's Mrs. Lynde. She'll tell all of Avonlea that I had green hair. She saw it on Marilla's coat.
She doesn't know where it came from. Marilla did the right thing by cutting it all off.
Right down to the roots.
It'll all grow back.
Redder than ever, I'll bet.
Mr. Cuthbert?
That's right.
I'm Miss Susan Stacy.
Why don't you sit down, please?
No, thank you. I'm in rather a hurry since I'll be visiting several families today. You must be Anne.
Yes, Miss Stacy.
I've heard a lot about you. Good things, I might add. I'll come straight to my business, Mr. Cuthbert. It is possible that the teaching position at Avonlea may become available next year.
Mr. Phillips is leaving?
It's not definite, but I've been encouraged to apply. I'm from Montague, and I'm a Queen's graduate. I was second runner-up for the Queen's Medal, and I might have gotten an Avery scholarship had Princeton offered one the year I graduated. I don't say this to boast, but really to state my qualifications.
Not qualified to me.
Why don't you start right now?
I appreciate your votes of confidence. I like Avonlea, and I would like to teach here. But I want to teach students who have goals and ambitions beyond Avonlea. Would the brightest and best wish to continue their education at Queen's or similar institutions? Would the parents or guardians wish to pay for their children's education at such a place? I don't expect an answer from you now, but I would like for you to think about it. If the opportunity arises, I'll call on you again.
Thank you, Miss Stacy.
Miss Stacy, I don't even go to school. But I might if you were the teacher.
And that wouldn't be until next year. You'd miss a lot if you stayed out until then.
I have my reasons for not going.
I'm sure you do. But do those reasons outweigh your desire for knowledge and the dreams that knowledge can bring? I'm sorry. I've overstepped my bounds. I enjoyed our brief visit. I'll call on you again.
I'd send you to a place like Queen's, even if I had to rob a bank to do it.
Oh, Matthew.
Of course, if you want to go to school with your friends, you have to go back pretty soon.
That man humiliated me. Everybody laughed at me.
I'd be awfully proud if you passed some entry exams one day.
Bet you'd be even more proud of me. I won that gold medal, especially the Avery scholarship.
Of course. But the thing that would make me the proudest is to do your best, even when you don't feel like it.
I hate Mr. Phillips. I hate school, and I'm never going back. Never.
Besides, everyone would know I cut off my hair. Diana, did your mother say we could play together again?
Mother and Father went to Charlottetown for the weekend. They're staying with my Aunt Josephine until tomorrow.
Diana, I'm delighted to see you, but you mustn't disobey your parents when they're out of town.
It's Minnie Mae. She's awful sick. The French girl Mary Jo is staying with us. She says she says Minnie Mae has pneumonia and the croup. Well, Mary Jo doesn't know what to do, and neither do I.
I've never took care of a young'un before.
Well, I have. We had to take care of each other at the orphanage. I once helped a pair of twins through a horrible sick spell.
And you go with Diana. I'll fetch the doctor in town.
I think you went to Charlottetown like everybody else.
It's okay, Matthew will find someone. Here, I'll take this bottle of Ipecac, in case you don't have any.
Hurry, Anne. Minnie Mae's coughing terrible. She looks just awful. I think she may be dying.
We won't let her die. Come on.
Jerry, you out there?
Just finished showing the corn, Mr. Cuthbert.
Don't forget to hitch up the sorrel. I'm gonna have to go into town to fetch a doctor for the Berry girl.
I'll get right on it.
Sad thing. Oh, Jerry, I may have to be late, so you'll have to do the milking, okay? Oh, don't forget to shut up the hen house.
Diana, go get me a spoon for the Ipecac. Hurry. It's okay, Minnie Mae. It's okay. We're gonna make you better. No, go get some quilts and blankets. We have to keep her warm. Here, Minnie Mae, take this. Gotta get all this down you. It'll make you cough up all that phlegm. That's right. Here, take some more. You poor thing. What you're going through is far worse than getting your hair cut off or being humiliated in school or failing geometry or even losing your best friend. When this night is over, I'm gonna put aside my petty pride and foolish vanity and go back to school. I'm gonna pass those entrance exams to Queens. I'm gonna aim for highest honors so Matthew and Marilla will be proud that they kept me. But first, Minnie Mae, we've got to get you through this awful crisis. Here, take some more. That's right. Oh, you poor thing.
She's gonna die?
Not if we do all we can. And pray. I think there's a Bible verse that says, God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. Keep saying that over and over. It'll be okay, Diana. It'll be okay. Matthew, they're here.
I'm coming. How does Ann look?
You'll see soon enough. Now let's focus in.
Come in, everybody. Nice singing. Thank you. Come on in. Come in. Thank you. Nice singing.
That was mighty fine singing, everyone. You deserve a reward.
We've had too many rewards already. At the Blythes, the Spurgeons, the Gillises, and the Pies.
Where's Anne? She'll be down shortly. She's still getting dressed.
She has to look perfect tonight. She's the star of the program.
She's one of the stars. Ruby's reciting too.
Well, so is Gilbert. Well, Diana, Anne tells me that you're singing a solo, and that you're real good.
Well, I'm not nearly as good a singer as Anne is a speaker. When she recites, "Curfew shall not ring tonight," it sends chills up and down my spine.
Yes, she couldn't stop rehearsing all over the house today. She didn't hardly have any time to open up any of her gifts.
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Anne, your dress is beautiful.
Thank you. Matthew gave it to me. It's the perfect Christmas present. And this is for your hair. Why, thank you, Mrs. Barry. How's Minnie May doing?
Fine.
It even matches my dress. Rachel Lynn was involved in the project. Need I say more?
Well, we all must be going.
Anne, would you like to ride in my rig?
Merry Christmas, Matthew. No, thank you. I shall ride the berries.
Well, since Anne's riding with the berries, I guess we'll follow in our rig, Matthew.
It was simply wonderful.
I know, everything just went perfect.
Your solo was so elegant, Diana. I was so proud when they encored you back on.
Well, your recitation simply brought the house down. And Gilbert Blythe was splendid, too. He looked at you the whole time he was reciting, Anne.
I didn't notice.
Isn't it wonderful that we can stay up as long as we like tonight?
Curfew shall not ring tonight.
Why don't we go to the bedroom and put our nightgowns on? It'll be special since we get the spare room tonight.
The spare room. Let's race and see who can get there first.
Okay, then we can put on our nightgowns and read far into the night. This is so much fun.
All right, the first one on the bed is the winner.
Okay, on your mark, get set,
go. Oh, goodness. Who was that? What was that?
Oh, Anne, I think it was my Aunt Josephine from Charlottetown. Oh, I had no idea she was in there. She's old and rich and prim and proper. I'm sure she'll scold us dreadfully. What are we gonna do?
There you are. You are the worst behaved girl I ever saw. Your parents ought to be ashamed for the way they brought you up. But, Miss Barry... Who are you? And another thing, I shall not pay for your music lessons as I promised your father. But, Miss Barry... Who are you? And another thing, I shall not stay 2 weeks as planned. I shall return to Charlottetown tomorrow, taking with me any monetary considerations I had for this family. But, Miss Barry... Who are you? And another thing... Who are you? I'm Anne Shirley. I live at Green Gables. Please, Miss Barry, you mustn't be cross with us. At least, don't be cross with Diana. She's a very ladylike girl, and she would never do anything like this. It was all my fault. You mustn't blame her. Oh, I mustn't? No, it was only in fun. We had no idea you were in there. Please, please forgive us. Or at least forgive Diana. When I was an orphan, many people were angry with me. So I can endure it much better than Diana can. Only in fun, you say? That's all. We had no idea you were in there. You have no idea what it's like to be wakened from a sound sleep after a long journey by two big girls bouncing up and down on you. No, but I can imagine, just as I'm sure you can imagine, how a poor little orphan girl who had never had the honor of sleeping in a spare room before might be overly anxious to jump into bed. Well, I suppose your claim to sympathy is as strong as mine, and you seem like an interesting girl. And you, Miss Barry, might even be a kindred spirit. Perhaps you can come by and talk with me next week.
Then you're not leaving in the morning, Aunt Josephine?
No, I'll stay the whole 2 weeks as planned. I want to be here for your first music lesson to see if you're getting my money's worth. And perhaps this Anne girl can come by and tell me more about herself. I'd like that, Miss Barry.
Good night, Aunt Josephine. Well, thank you, Anne. I'll be eternally grateful.
Well, it was my fault. Mrs. Lynn says I'm too impulsive. But when an idea flashes into your head, you've got to go ahead and do it. Otherwise, you ruin the whole thing. Girls, you're still awake. Oh, Diana, I forgot to tell you. Your father brought in your Aunt Josephine from Charlottetown last night. She stayed in the spare bedroom, so you two will have to sleep with Minnie May. And for God's sakes, please do not wake up your Aunt Josephine. She might take away your music lessons, Diana. Oh, we wouldn't dream of waking her up, Mrs. Barry.
Wouldn't dream of it at all.
It's a lovely party, Diana.
Shall we take our tea into the parlor?
That'd be great. So, the parlor's always my favorite room.
I know. Make it so fun. Anyway, so this is to be our last convening before school begins.
I so look forward to our new teacher.
As do I.
Well, it was a sad day when Mr. Phillips left.
But not too sad.
We all cried.
Convincingly, I thought.
You know, this gathering has been so divine. I can think of only one other thing that would make it absolutely perfect.
And what is that, Carrie Sloane?
A small, friendly game of I dare you.
That's a great idea. Well, we can make our dares now while we finish our tea, and then we can go out into the garden and do them.
Ruby Gillis, I dare you to climb that big willow tree outside the front door.
But it's full of green caterpillars.
I know. That's why I dared you.
All right, I will.
Good girl. I know you can do it.
Diana Barry, I dare you to hop around the garden on your left leg without stopping.
I don't have good balance.
Of course. That's why I dared you.
All right, I'll do it.
Josie Pye, I dare you to walk along the top of the wooden fence that surrounds the garden.
But I have my slippery shoes on.
I know. That's why I dare you.
Okay, I will. And I dare you, Anne Shirley, to walk the ridgepole on top of the roof.
What? But high places make Anne dizzy.
I know. That's why I dared her.
She'll fall off and be killed. Josie, it isn't fair to dare somebody to do something dangerous.
Anyways, you already made a dare, and that's all you're allowed.
Yeah, don't do it, Anne.
I must. My honor is at stake.
Anne, it's too dangerous.
Let's go. I'll even be first. I shall climb that ridgepole, Josie Pye, or perish in the attempt.
Guys, I can't believe you're... Wait, help me take these dishes back to the kitchen.
She's going to do it. Look at her climbing up the ladder. She's up on the roof. Be careful. Don't fall.
All right,
Be careful, Anne. That roof is so steep.
Whatever.
Look, she's doing good. Oh, she's up on the ridgepole. Good girl, Anne. I knew she could do it. Come on and look, Diana. Come down now, Anne. Don't wait for me to see. Why is she swaying? I think she's slipping. Anne, be careful. Grab the ridgepole. Grab the ridgepole.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final part of our graduation ceremony. This is the part of our ceremony where we present the coveted Queen's Gold Medal. This year's recipient well deserves this honor. From Prince Edward Island, from the village of Avonlea, Mr. Gilbert Blythe. This would normally conclude our graduation ceremony. But this year, I have the distinguished honor to present an Avery Scholarship to one of our graduates. As you know, the late Mr. Neville Avery left sums of money to be divvied around to the different universities in the forms of scholarships, which entitles a 4-year paid tuition to Redmond College and a teaching license. This year is my distinguished honor to present Anne Shirley of Green Gables with an Avery Scholarship. This concludes our graduation ceremony.
Congratulations, Miss Shirley.
The same to you, Mr. Blythe. Oh, how good it feels to be home. Oh, Green Gables. I love you to pieces. And you too, Matthew.
Well, now, how'd you think you did?
Well, I don't know if I passed or not. I have this horrible, creepy, crawly feeling that I didn't. But I'd rather not pass at all if I didn't come out ahead of guilt. Ahead of a certain someone. Marilla, I missed you. Seems like I've been gone much longer than 3 days.
More like 3 years. How did you do?
She thinks she failed, but I don't believe a word of it.
Well, if you did, then that would mean you wouldn't be going away next year. When will you know?
The pass list will be in the Charlottetown paper today, but we won't get it till tomorrow. Marilla, what's wrong?
Oh, it's probably her headaches again.
No, it's not that. I just missed you, that's all. And I fear you'll be gone away next year.
If I pass. And anyway, I'd be home every weekend. Why, Josie Pye's father said that they'll even have the passenger train service by then.
You're not so tall, stylish. You're even quieter now. I just miss you, that's all. Even with your funny little ways. But you've changed.
Not really. I've just branched out a bit, that's all. But no matter how far I go or how much I change outwardly, I'll always be your little Anne, who will love you and Matthew and Green Gables more and better every day of her life.
Why don't you go upstairs for a while? I'll go and get the mail and go back to work.
Matthew, let's all take a break today.
I don't know. There's always so much work to do, even with a hired hand.
Here, let me get your bag, Anne.
No, let me get it.
No, Anne, you need to rest today. Taking an Avery scholarship in a full year, away at Redmond, my mind.
What's this? Well, now.
And so, and then Josie Pye was left with all these guys. And she...
Marilla, look. Matthew, what's wrong?
It's the bank. It failed.
No.
It's gone. Everything we had.
Matthew, we didn't have that much. It's okay. We'll survive.
I should have put it in the savings like you have.
Matthew, calm down. You're going to hurt yourself.
And run and get Martin. I'll take Matthew to his room.
Okay. Martin! Martin, Matthew's sick!
Anne, is that you?
Yes, it's me, Marilla. I left before you got up and went and planted a rose bush, a white Scotch rose bush at the foot of Matthew's grave. He loved those roses the best. Marilla, what are we going to do without him?
Oh, Anne. We'll just have to do with each other now. I want you to know that I love you, Anne, just as much as when Matthew was alive. And I have to tell you something. I'm going to have to sell Green Gables.
Sell Green Gables?
And
Marilla,
it's the only thing that can be done. I'll be blind in 6 months, and I cannot run this farm alone.
then you won't be alone. I'll be here with you. I'm not going to take this scholarship, and I'm not going to Redmond. I'll stay here and teach, and we can pay the hired hand with my salary. That's a girl.
Why, who could that be? Why, Gilbert Blythe.
Hello, Miss Cudworth.
Anne seems to be full of stalling tactics. Maybe you can get her heading on to church.
Hello, Anne.
Gilbert?
I hear from Miss Lynn that you plan to sell the farm.
Why does Avonlea need a newspaper when we have Mrs. Rachel Lynn? Marilla was going to sell, but not anymore.
Because you're going to stay here and give up your scholarship.
How did you know?
Anne, I know you, and I know your love for Green Gables. But how could you possibly manage? You don't even have a job, do you?
I'll find something.
How about the teaching job here in Avonlea?
But that job is yours. I heard that the board already
I
approved.
withdrew my application.
Why?
I recommended you for the position here. All you need to do is apply.
Thank you. Thank you, Gilbert.
I hope after this you'll forgive me of all my old faults, and we can become friends.
I forgave you a long time ago. I was just too stubborn to admit it.
May I walk you to church? I believe service has already started.
You go ahead. I just have to get my hat and I'll catch up.
You know, it's a pity Mr. Phillips won't be there.
Our old school teacher. Why?
Well, he might make us sit together for being late.
Well then, let's pretend he is there and sit together anyway.
I have an idea. Why don't I reintroduce myself, and we can start all over?
An excellent idea.
Well, hello. My name is Gilbert Blythe, and I am very, very pleased to meet you. And I will be waiting for you at church.
And my name's Anne. Anne of Green Gables.